field stripping this one, and it was fairly simple. I made sure I cleared the firearm, did a basic field strip of it, and then I stripped down the frame and some of the slide. Now I did run into a problem where with a punch and a hammer I was not able to get the rear sight off, and in order to take the block and the firing pin out, you need to remove the rear sight, and the block comes out the top, and then there's a pin in the side over here that you have to pull out to get the firing pin to come out. So I wasn't able to do that. I did punch out this punch here, or this pin here, and I was able to get the extractor off of the slide. For the frame, that was fairly simple. I do have this belt clip on here, so I used my Allen wrench to take that off and pulled the pin out the back here, and then I punched out the front pin here, and this whole group right here comes out as one assembly. Now, one area that I did have to be very careful of is there's springs and parts that'll just fall off of this if you take it out and you're not careful, and you won't know where they go. I did run into that with one with my with the spring for the slide catch, but you know, it was a slide catch spring, so it's pretty obvious where it goes, but without actual manual or references or anything like that, and if someone didn't know anything about firearms, I can see where it would have been total chaos, because things just wanted to fall apart. Inside, once you get these two out, there are two more pins. There's the trigger pin. You have to take the trigger spring out, and then you can pull the trigger pin out, and then the trigger falls free, and then the pin for the hammer. Now inside here I don't have a safety, and it would have actually been easier if I did have a safety, because this part here on reassembly kept wanting to fall out, so I had to find a way to angle this to where I could slide everything in while holding all the pins and springs and everything like that that sit on the side of this thing in place. So that one was kind of, had to get creative with that one. Wish I would have had 3 hands, but I got that figured out. Yeah, I didn't run into anything that was really hard to do. The only thing I didn't have that I needed and I had tried to find and wouldn't have been able to get it in time is the rear sight removal tool. I did find a universal set of them, but they were $200, and I don't have that to spend for right now when I don't really need it except for this class. But I wish I would have had it, because it would just sit on the block, and as you twist it, it pushes the rear sight to the side, and it comes out. If I can find a specialty one for this, I will. I do plan on replacing the sights anyways, with night sights, but I didn't really run into too many issues. There were no really specific cautions. Like I said, I didn't have a manual on how to do it. The only caution I had was don't lose pieces and remember where they go. As far as my plan for weeks 1 and 2, instead of laying everything out over some masking tape with labels on it, what I did do, I went and got a container with a lid with separate compartments, and I put each assembly's parts and springs and everything like that into that in one group. So each assembly had its own compartment. trigger had its own compartment. The hammer had its own compartment. But yeah, I didn't really run into any difficulties. I didn't quite go with the plan that I had in weeks 1 and 2, but I liked what I did better. It made more sense, and I was able to retain control of all my parts and didn't have to go looking for anything. But yeah, so all right, thank you very much.